Hello dear learners. In the previous lecture I told you about the registration and recording of periodicals. I've told you about the register system, how the periodicals are recorded in the register system, and how the periodicals are recorded in the ledger, and how the periodicals are recorded in the one card system, and how the periodicals are recorded in the three card system. So that we have discussed elaborately, and in today's lecture we will talk about the cardiac system, because cardiac system was also or is currently being used also. It is one of the popular systems and quite handy as far as the big library holdings are concerned. So whenever a user is or the library is planning to maintain the record of more than thousands, probably 3,000, 4,000 periodical titles, so this system is quite capable of doing that. So just see how exactly or what exactly the system is. So when in the cardiac system, we'll discuss the procedure, and two cards are there. Basically, the cardiac system contains two cards. One is bottom card and another is top card. And how and what this cardiac system is, just let me explain what it is. So basically, this cardiac system was developed by Remington Rand of India Limited and is a visible record. So we also call it as a visible index card system, and it was utilized for managing periodical subscription. The system utilizes steel cabinets equipped with 7 trays, offering a total of 504 card holders. So if you divide simply 504 by 7, because it is having 7 trays, so roughly you get about 72 cards holding capacity for per tray. So these trays come with a sliding test cover and a locking device for added security. So this is a secure thing, because normally these cards, whenever in the public catalog, you must have seen whenever the user is just browsing the cards. While browsing, it depends every time when you are touching it. So ultimately the cards get defaced. So here also, especially when we talk about the cards are very important. Whether we talk about the top card or the bottom card, they are very important. And if you keep on fumbling and touching every time, so what happens? The card can be defaced or it can be mutilated. So for that matter, because it is one of the important holdings, periodicals are otherwise also very costly. So even the record keeping is also a costly process. So what is done is, normally here, you will find the trays come with the card holders, and these card holders are there, and the sliding dust cover is there. So these trays normally have the sliding dust cover and a locking device for added security. That is the best feature of this cardex. And each card holder is designed to accommodate two cards, so a bottom and a top. So one card holder, you can see, because again we have seen the card will be having two sides, or any cover, just suppose for cover also we will have two sides, or you must have seen the photograph album also. So two photographs can be inserted in one cover. So means you can see from the, just suppose when you move on, you can see the front side also, and you can see the back side, or back side also. A different photograph can be inserted, and you can see the back from the back side also. So same is the case here also. So the two cards can be inserted. One is the top card and second is the bottom card. So this, basically the arrangement maximizes the space efficiency and ensures that pertinent information is readily accessible. The cardiac system's design prioritizes organization and accessibility, making it a valuable tool for maintaining comprehensive records of periodicals in libraries and other institutions. So coming to the bottom card, you can see the format of bottom card here. You have the name of the library, and you have year and volume, and then complete months, and at the bottom you can see the index is there. So the bottom card is basically, in the cardiac system, plays a crucial role in tracking and managing journal subscription. And here's a breakdown of, you can see the components and the functions. Basically, the bottom card is created for each journal when it is ordered. Whenever you are ordering a particular title, you have to immediately prepare the bottom card. And the essential details such as the title and other particulars are typed or written on the lower portion of the card. And the columns you can see, the bottom card contains columns such as library has, library lacks, in bindery, and nature of binding. All this information is there on the bottom card. How many volumes the library is having, which volume library is missing, which volumes are in the binding section, and what is the nature of binding. All that information you can find it from the bottom card. And these columns provide valuable information about the status of the general holdings in the library. And for example, the just suppose library has indicates the volume that are currently available, whereas the library lacks highlights the missing volumes. And information about the volumes in the bindery, this gives you information about the volumes which are in the binding section. Normally what happens whenever the loose issues are complete, or we have received all the issues for a year of any particular title, so all those loose issues will be sent to the binding section so that it can be bound together, and a volume number can be assigned, a particular volume, a title, volume such and such, and all the issues will be bound together. So it is loose till the volume is not complete. When the volume is complete, it has to be bound. So the bottom card serves as a quick reference guide for the research scholars and the library staff responsible for acquiring complete volumes or individual issues. Here you can see every month is given according to the periodicity. You can enter all the whenever you are receiving the issues, you can enter the information in the bottom card. And last, you can have information about the index also. So the date column opposite to the title of the periodical facilitates tracking and serves as a check for receipt of issue. Then once the check card is placed in the card holder, a colored plastic tab is added around the lower portion for easy identification. So this tab basically helps quickly locate and access specific journal titles within the filing system. Then the second card, you can see that is a top card. You can see the format of the top card. You have information about the title, you have agent, then period covered, volume number, the amount of subscription, all that, bill number, date, and then you have reminder sent for the non-receipt. So all that information is in the top card, and this two cards gives you the comprehensive information about the periodical title. So the top card in the carding system complements the bottom card by providing essential information related to the payments and follow-up activities. So how it helps, the top card is positioned opposite the bottom card. I told you you can, in the card holder and the plastic sheet, from one side you can enter the top and other side you can enter the bottom. So actually how it works, because it is the same card, you have entry on the same card. On the recto side it will be top and the verso side will be the bottom. So just suppose for any title, maybe the same card, the recto side is the top, so the verso will be the bottom of another title which has been filed in an alphabetical order. When you file it in alphabetical order, every title will have two sides, every card will have two sides, one top and bottom. So for a title, if just suppose one side is top, for another title it will be the bottom. So this is how it is arranged. So the configuration ensures that both the cards are easily accessible and visible when the card holder is lifted for reference. Whenever you pick up the card, alphabetically you can see the tab and you can lift the card. You get complete information. You get complete information about the title. When you in the bottom you have seen you have what a library is having, what a library is not having, and whatever is available in the binding section. All that information you have, plus whatever issues you have received so far, all that information is there. And on the top card you can see information about the agent. So top card is not much useful for the user, it is going to be useful for the staff. But at least whenever the user or the reader is browsing, so you can get information from the top card also, that what is the status, who is the agent, what period has been covered, when the reminder for the non-receipt has been sent. That information you can get from the top card. The primary function of the top card is to maintain the record of the payment made to the supplier for the periodical, and it includes details such as payment dates, amounts, supplier information, providing a comprehensive overview of financial transactions related to periodical subscription. Then in addition to the recording payments, the top card also documents the follow-up activities associated with periodical receipt. And it may include issuing reminders to the suppliers for overdue issues or payments and keeping a record of communication related subscription. And administrative tasks are systematically recorded and monitored. The complementary nature of these cards streamlines the process of managing periodicals subscription, facilitating efficient tracking and follow-up action. So, how the shelving of periodicals is done. So, just you can see in the next, we'll discuss about the shelving. When the shelving periodicals, libraries have various methods to organize and display them effectively. Some of them are periodicals are grouped under broader subject headings, with each subject area containing periodicals arranged alphabetically by title, and this approach combines subject based organization with alphabetical ordering. Periodicals are arranged in alphabetical order based on their titles, making it easy for the users to locate specific publications. Then periodicals are arranged numerically, typically based on the volume and issue number. This method is common for serial publications that have a consistent numbering system for their issue. Then libraries may choose to arrange the periodicals alphabetically by main entry, such as author's name or the organization's name, depending on the library's catalog system. Hello dear friends, this is continuation to the last lecture. I told you about the register card, and you know what is the use of register card. Now we can see what is the utility of the check card. The format of the check card is in front of you. So with the just in the format, you can see on the left hand side we have heading, and on the right hand side we have the period, means that is frequency, means that is the time interval or the time gap, because every title has got certain frequency. Because by default we know that all the periodicals, they have this tendency that every title will have certain frequency, certain period, certain time gap. So by virtue of this only they are being called periodicals. And next to periodicals you have the grace week. Grace week is where how much time can be given, how much additional time can be given to the supplier to supply a particular title. Because since this is an age-old practice, and when Ranganathan devised, so it was just pre-independence era, and in the pre-independence era the transportation was not so good, not so quick that we can expect anything within maybe 48 hours or 72 hours or maybe within 3 days or 4 days. So the supply used to take a lot of time. So what he devised that since the number of titles were growing day by day, I told you in the beginning, if you have a little collection, dozen or so, or so in that case you can maintain with the register system. But the moment it starts increasing, you can go for a ledger system where one title is dedicated, or one page is dedicated to one title. So you can maintain the complete record of a particular title on that particular page. And in the beginning you can maintain the index. So the same system which we were using in the circulation. So you can move on to ledger system. This all falls under the same category. First it can be your daybook, as we had the daybook system in the circulation, and here normally we have a register system where you can record all the information, whatever titles you are subscribing, you can record that information on a particular page with the frequency and date and publisher and supplier and bill and voucher. All those details can be there on the register. Later on, when the number of titles just grow more than 12, 13, 14, 15 something, and when you find that okay, it is not possible to maintain in the register, then you can opt for a ledger. Ledger, the beauty is that you can maintain the index in the beginning for 50 to 70, 80, 100 titles, almost about 100 titles you can manage. First, initially you can manage the index, and you can dedicate a particular page to one title. So just suppose a title gets a page number 63, so automatically all the information will be on 63. Another title gets allotted page 49, so all the information of that particular title will be on 49. So That way, ledger system was an improvement over the register system. And then from this ledger, we moved on to card system, one card system. One card system, we have seen again the issue is that you wanted something handy which can be easily filed and which can be easily retrieved, because in ledger also again it is difficult to first to find out from the index, go to that particular page, then see all the details. But what happens here, especially in the one card system, you have all the details on the recto and the verso side. So when you have all the details of on the recto and verso side of the periodicals, that can be filed in alphabetical order, and it becomes easy for the user also, and it becomes easy for the library staff also to retrieve a particular information. Just suppose you are looking for some information, you can easily retrieve when it is filed in some order. So that was the utility here. And then from 3 card, we have seen a new system that was used at that time was 3 card system. Straight away from 1 to 3 card system, this 3 card system was devised by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. And I told you, first is register card. The utility of register card we have discussed. Second is the check card. Check card, you can see the format of the check card. You have information about the volume of the issue, you have information about the due week, and then you have the week of reminder, and then you have the librarian's initial. So all this, how it is used, that I'm trying to tell you, that in January, just suppose, here 2 things will be important. One, we should have the week's guide card. Week's guide card, what it means? It will be just like the due date guide cards which we used in the circulation. So here also we will be using the week's guide card, and this week's guide card will be something like a strong and a stout elongated card which can stand erect in the tray. So again the logic is same. These week guide cards, this will be for a particular week you will have one guide card, and for second week you will have second, third week you will have third guide card. In a month, I told you minimum we can presume we will have 4 weeks, and a maximum we can have 5 weeks. So the 5 weeks can be numbered like this: 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5, where 1.1 represent the first week of January and 1.5 represent the 5th week of January. Similarly, for 12 months we will have 60 week guide cards. So week guide cards means one card. What will be written here is 1.1. Just suppose this means this is the first week of January. All the titles which are due in the first week of January, that all for that all the check cards, because every title will have 3 cards. One is a register card, that is filed alphabetically. Second is check card, that has to be filed behind the week guide card. So just for that matter, if we file 3, 4, 5 titles which are due in the first week of January, just suppose we file it just behind the week guide card 1.1. Again, the periodicity of the 5 or 6 check cards might be different, because we are filing the check cards for 5 titles. So it might be different. Probably just suppose one title is due weekly, another title will be due in fortnight, third title will be due in a month, and a fourth title will be due in a quarter. So ultimately, according to the due date, once you receive the issue, you have to keep on shifting the check card behind the week guide cards. So just suppose any title which is due in the frequency is weekly, or the period is weekly, because the period also is specified on top. You can see on the right hand side, period is also specified, means frequency is clear. So you don't have to remember each and everything. So the library staff, what the library staff will do, simply this check card, once the title is received, the check card will be removed from 1.1, and it will be, if the frequency is weekly, it will be filed behind 1.2. Means again this title will be due in the next week. The moment it is received in the second week, it will be filed behind the 1.3. Means it will be due in the third week. Any title which is fortnightly, just suppose, and the check card has been filed behind 1.1. So that will be, on the moment the title is received, the check card will be removed and it will be filed behind 1.3 straight away 2 weeks, after 2 weeks. When it is received in the third week, then it will be filed behind 1.5. So this is how the arrangement is done. If anything is quarterly, so just suppose the first week 1.1, the check card is behind the 1.1, and the moment you receive it, after 3 months, means you have to file it after 3 months. So straight away it will go for 3.1. So the moment you receive in the January, second will be due in the April, so it can be 4.1. So this is how you keep on shifting the check cards according to their frequencies or according to their periodicities. Receive it, then shift the position of the check card. The moment you keep on shifting these positions, whenever means now you don't have to remember or recall each and everything. Automatically, whenever the first day of a week starts, you can check all the check cards which are filed behind that particular week guide card. So the moment you check all the check cards which are filed behind the week guide card, you can get an idea that okay, these titles are due in this week. Then if you are not receiving in that particular week, then what to do? Then the concept of grace week is there. Means you have to wait for a certain period. What Ranganathan suggested, that if it is weekly, fortnightly, then wait for 1 week. If it is a monthly, then wait for 2 weeks. If it is bi-monthly, then wait for a certain period. Then if it is quarterly, then wait for a certain period. So that grace period is also specified. So normally when you are not receiving a particular title in a specified week, then automatically with the remark, you put the remark in the check card and just change the position of the check card according to the grace week. According to the grace week, you can change the position. And the moment whenever that week will start, so at least the due that your week guide card will give you information that this particular title is due in this week and the grace period is also over. Then you can initiate either for the remark and you can inform the vendor, or you can just writing to the publisher or vendor for the simple thing that you have not received such and such issue. So otherwise, tracking so many titles is difficult, especially in the periodical section when you don't have machines. With the advent of the machines, or with the advent of the mechanical systems, it becomes easy. But in a traditional setup, it was very difficult. If you are maintaining record on the ledger, register, or one card, or anything, it was extremely difficult. But at least with the advent of the 3-card system, it becomes much more easier, because simply in the first, especially on the first day of the first week or the second week or the third week, every first day, means right on Monday, you can check it, how many titles are due in this week. Accordingly, then you can monitor, okay, we have to receive so many titles. If you have not received, you can wait for the grace period. So you can shift the position of the check card, and if you have received, then also you have to change the position of the check card. So this is how the check card is functional in managing the receipt of the periodicals. So basically, as I told you, this is a system linchpin. Basically, the check card as a systems linchpin, automatically tracking the receipt of the periodical issues and prompting action in case of non-receipt. It contains columns for vital information like volumes and issue numbers, due date, and reminders sent. These cards are organized behind week guide cards, indicating expected receipt weeks, with reminders sent out based on weekly checks. So this was about the check card. Then the third card, that is known as a classified index card, and you can see the format here on the left side. This is it gives you information about the class number. It gives you information, since it is a classified, so definitely it will give you information about the class number, and with the help of the class number, at least you can get all the titles which are having the same class number. At least all the titles will come together. So you have the title, you have the vendor, you have the publisher, you have the volumes available, and you have information about the indexes and supplements. So all this information is in the classified index card. So this classified index card also includes details about the, I told you, supplements, cumulative indexes, and other relevant information related to the periodicals. So these classified index cards are arranged in a classified order. So on the top you can see the class number is given. It will be arranged in the classified order. The best part is all the titles bearing the similar class number will come together. So just suppose a user is interested or maybe reading only a particular title. The moment you are checking the classified index card, you will come across some other titles also. So when you come across some other titles also, at least it will create your curiosity. Let's see what are the contents of the other title. And the moment you just come across the title, then probably you will also wish to go through the title and see what are the articles, what type of articles are covered in a particular title, which belongs to almost to your similar to your field. So this is how you can attract the attention of the user also, and the user also would like to see how many titles related to uh, his discipline or his or her discipline a library is subscribing. So that way it becomes beneficial for both the library as well as your researchers or the students. So the classified index cards are arranged in the classified order based on the class number assigned to the periodicals, facilitating organized access to periodical holdings within the library's collection. So this is a 3-card system. So you have seen what this 3-card system is, and then in the next lecture we will discuss one more system that is known as CardX, that is called visible index. So we will go through that system and see how the periodicals were recorded in the CardX system. Thank you very much. The periodicals may be shelved based on the language they are published in or their type, example academic journals, popular magazines. This method helps users locate material based on their language preferences or type of content they are seeking. Then what are the advantages? So convenience for the busy staff, that is one advantage here. The staff, particularly senior personnel, often have limited time to spend in the library due to their busy schedule. So circulating periodicals allow them to access current literature conveniently, even when they are occupied with other responsibilities in their office or the laboratory. Then overcoming distance barrier. Some users may be located far from their libraries, making it difficult for them to visit regularly. So circulating periodicals ensure that these individuals can still access the latest research and information without having to physically travel to the library. Then you have the flexible access to current literature. So the busy individuals may only have short periods of the time available to read or scan the current literature. Circulating periodicals enable them to access and review their materials during odd moments or leisure hours, maximizing the use of available time. Then another advantage is addressing space constraint in the small libraries. So small libraries may have limited reading room space, making it challenging to accommodate all patrons who wish to use the facilities. Circulating periodicals allow the library to extend its services beyond the confines of its physical space, reaching a wider audience. And the advantage again we have is maximizing the use of library resources. So circulating periodicals also ensure that the library materials are not left unused or shelved. By making periodicals available to readers outside the library, the institution can maximize the utilization of its resources and fulfill its mandate to disseminate knowledge effectively. Images you can see of the serial module, especially the ellipsis 10, how the serials are recorded in the software that you can see. We have the subscription, we know, because when the term here used is serials. Serials, periodicals and journals, the connotation is same. If we are using any of these terminology, the connotation is same. Serials, you can see what are the options available. Issue management, that complete management is there. Article indexing is there. Record keeping is there. Inquiries are there. Reports are there. And within you can see the subscription, we have new subscription. These are the four, you can see the four windows are open in front of you. So for the subscription, you can see that we have new subscription or renewal. Means a new subscription is when you are subscribing to a new title. For the first time, a library is going to subscribe to a particular title. That is new subscription. And the second option is renewal, means already we are having the title and simply we want to renew the title, means it will be renewing for one more year. So these are the options. And then again you can see the issue management. Issue management, you have so many options: registering issues, then additional issues, you have annual issues. So all those issues, information about all the issues can be recorded here. And then you can see in the last window you have again you have issue management, then you have article indexing, and within article indexing you can see the maintenance, retrieval, all those options are available. And in the very first window you can see the system housekeeping can be taken up, stock verification can be taken up, circulation can be taken up. These all options are there in the ellipsis 10. So again, coming to the next, you can see the article indexing and record keeping. So in the you can see under record keeping you have so many options. You can serial details you can enter, and then you can update loose issues, then history status, budget, and then you have the currencies, GST, all that information, because recently you know that whenever you are buying something you have to pay the GST also. And there is always a problem, especially when you are subscribing to foreign serials. You have to subscribe in dollars or maybe in some other currency, euros or dollars. So what will be the rate, exchange rate? So all this has to be feed at first, and that information has to be given, what exchange rate has been charged. And you have information about the exchange rate, budget, and the serial language, and you can see the serial type, information about the serial type is there. Then you have the subscription mode, what kind of subscription mode you are having. And then you can see you have the option of the currencies, and then GST and exchange rates. Then article indexing, you can see article indexing, and on the third window you can see article indexing, record keeping, inquiries. These options you have here. And then within subscription you can see the issue management, all those. These are the windows, especially these are the options available in the serial module. You can see the options here within subscription and within issue management. And in the housekeeping you can see the system setup. In the first window you can see the system setup has got again parameters, then system options you have, and then you have then you can define the document also. And in the second window you can see the housekeeping. What you can do is redevelop the receipt file and then remove the records, or a holding summary you can have, or mark to withdrawal, or withdraw items, or maybe the flush issues. You have all the options here. And in the third window you can see the stock verification. So you can initiate a stock verification that you can see, and you have verification report also you can generate with the help of the software. And in the fourth window you can see the circulation checkout. If you want to issue a particular title, so you can check out in check-in or renewal. This option you have in the software. Thank you very much. This is we have completed periodical section, and we have seen what periodicals are, what are the different types of periodicals, and we have also seen how the periodicals are recorded and how they are registered for the library use, or for the basic organization and management of the library, how these periodicals, which are little intricate, not as simple as books, and because of their intricacy, reason being that these are unending cycles, and your library has to decide, means for how long you want to subscribe, and that also because the title is not going to end. If you are subscribing to a title, that subscribing is yours, the title is unending. So the library has to decide, and they have to keep a proper check how much is being used, and what your readers or research scholars or the faculty members, how they are appreciating a particular title. If they are appreciating, if it is good enough, then you can continue for then 1 more year or 3 year or 4 year. You can continue for maybe several years. And if the title is not working, research title, that is a periodical, is not working, or it is not properly being used, or is underused or underutilized, so in that case you can stop that particular title, and you can start another title which can be of much use for the scholars. So this section is having a separate identity, and Dr. S. R. Ranganathan said the biggest idiosyncrasy with the periodical title is that it goes out of print very soon. So it was a time when he said only print option was there. Means if you book well in advance, you get the print titles. You get a subscription and you can have access to the print copies of the titles. But now the things have changed. In the present day context, you have the soft copies. At any point of time, just suppose you want to have access to all the archives, you can have access to all the archives. Or you want to just subscribe maybe in the fag end of the year, then also you can subscribe and have access to all the issues. So having access is becoming more important. So in the traditional libraries, you must have seen the people are habitual of waiting for a particular issue or waiting for a particular title, because if you know that a particular new issue is going to come, so it will have new articles. So new articles always that is you can say that's a source of attraction for the research scholars and faculty members. But now things have changed. You don't have to wait for the hard copies. You don't have to wait for so long, and it even happens nowadays that probably the issue is due in March and you will be getting before time, or the articles which have been accepted for publication, those are made accessible to the users well in advance. And then you have one more alternative nowadays, that you have open access journals also. So open access journals, you don't have to pay, you don't have to subscribe. Anytime you can open it, you can have access to all the archives, you can have access to the current issues, and you can have even access to those articles which will be published. Means even the volume and issue has not been allotted, issue number has not been allotted, but still if the article has been accepted for publication, the user or the reader can have access to those articles also. So means normally with the heading that articles for the upcoming issues or articles accepted for publication. So even you can have access to those articles. So things have changed. Means is a very drastic change for libraries, but libraries are trying to accommodate. They are making use of the software. I just showed you the Lepsis 10, and I especially showed you the serial model just so that you can comprehend that the old days, or in a traditional setup, or when you are maintaining physically, so your 3-card and cardiac system, they are good enough. But when you have to maintain the record on the software for both your physical copies or the hard copies, as well as what you have subscribed in the soft copies or in the soft format. So you can have access to databases, they give you access to so many journals. So things have drastically changed. So we'll cover in other lectures, we will cover how the things have changed and what libraries have to do nowadays. Thank you very much.